Rawcology is redefining the snack space with their healthy and delicious products. What started off as a blog and social media account for healthy recipes has now turned into a family-owned business. We have Tara with us, who's the founder of Rawcology. Thanks for joining in, Tara.
Thanks so much for having me today. Excited to be chatting with you.
Awesome. So just to get started, why don't you tell us what exactly are you building at Rawcology, and what prompted you to start it in the first place?
So our purpose at Rawcology is to empower everyone to live healthier and happier lives through healthy eating. So I first got started with Rawcology. I was dissatisfied with the lack of truly healthy and delicious packaged food products available in the market. So everything's loaded with refined sugars, cheap ingredients, preservatives, and food additives that are ultimately making individuals sick. So wanted to create truly healthy products that are better for you, that are made with organic ingredients, superfoods, all of this, and have so much nutritional benefit. That's what I was driven to create. But I first got along that path when I was working in corporate communications and just felt stuck in my career and started asking myself, what matters to you most? What legacy do you want to leave behind? And I was always really passionate about food and cooking. And so I took a leap of faith and I went back to nutrition school, became a certified holistic nutritionist, learned so much about food and better ingredients. And I had worked doing my co-op hours with another nutritionist that started her own snack food business. So I was really inspired by what she was doing, and given my love for creating recipes, I decided I wanted to do something similar. And I also have a business background, so it was marrying my love for business and food and communication all into one by creating Rawcology. So we first launched in summer 2017 with our coconut chips, and then have since grown from there.
Right. Awesome. So now you're selling it directly to the customers through your website, and you are in the supermarkets as well.
Yeah, so our products can be found. We're available in over 500 retail locations across Canada. So major partners include, so it's been quite the journey. So we're in Sobeys, Ontario, and Foodland locations. We're in Whole Foods across the country. And Healthy Planet, more of your natural specialty retailers. And then online, we're on well.ca, Natura Market, and Amazon. And we also recently became available on Amazon.com for shipping across the US.
Awesome. That's great. Okay. And one thing I noticed is most of the smaller brands tend to, outsource their manufacturing. But you have decided to have your own manufacturing facility, your own kitchen. What was the reason behind doing that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So getting started, I decided that I wanted to control the manufacturing, to control the quality. So also control the quality, and then also control allergens in the products. So our products are free from the top 11 allergens, so no nuts, no tree nuts, sesame, dairy, and it's really hard to find a co-packer without working in an environment without allergens present. So I decided, I want to have, it's a raw product, I want to maintain quality over it. No other co-packers are really dehydrating products also. So we have this unique production process when we use these commercial dehydrators to dehydrate the products at low temperature, and that preserves the nutrition in them. So it was so difficult to find a co-packer that could do that for us. Impossible to find one that could do it allergen friendly as well. So first started really small. We shared kitchen space with another food business. They were creating a tiger nut milk, even though it has tiger nuts. It's actually not a nut at all. It's a root vegetable. So they were making this tiger nut milk and ice cream. And so I met her in the industry and first shared kitchen space with her. And it was a great way to start small, have low expenses in terms of monthly rent to get started. And from there, then we've grown to, we were in another space, but that was challenging too. You had to walk up a flight of stairs, which is impossible when you're lugging in ingredients that are heavy and everything. So that was not going to be sustainable for growth. So we were in that space for a little bit. And then finally, we're now in a space that we moved into in November 2018. And it's a wonderful space to grow.
Awesome. So, what are some of the daily challenges that you face with, having your own manufacturing facility? Like you have other domains in the business to take care of, like, for example, sales or finance, but you are taking care of manufacturing as well. Like that's an additional burden. So what are some of the challenges that come with that?
Yeah, I'd say manufacturing has been one of the biggest challenges, learning the ins and outs, because I don't come from that manufacturing background. So there was so much to learn. So just understanding all the food regulations for food safety was a big part, doing the research. And it's so hard to find all that information online. So it involved talking to other businesses, seeking out the right experts to understand how to build the manufacturing and be compliant. So we had to hire a food consultant in order to be compliant. And then all of our products are certified organic and non-GMO product verified. So the organic certification program was a huge process. So looking closely, doing your due diligence on all your suppliers, making sure they're organic. There's that added bit too, since we're allergen friendly, sourcing out in suppliers that are not from, that are allergen friendly environments also, which makes it harder to find like seeds and things like that, another challenge. So I definitely say the manufacturing piece has been one of the hardest things, just to learn the ins and outs. We've had to go slowly to ramp up, to learn, to do things right before scaling up the business.
Right. But now that it's set up, like you can scale easily, like you have, a foundation to rely on.
Yeah, right now we have a strong foundation. And even thinking about, at first when we started, we were mixing all of our products by hand. It was me mixing the sauce onto our coconut chips and granola. And then the next step was, okay, how can we do this faster? So we had to do a lot of research on what kind of equipment that we could use. So we found this tumbler machine to mix everything together, and that has saved hours. So it's like have to take baby steps one by one when you're growing to learn the right way to do, and managing your cash flow and everything as well is a huge bit in order to support that.
Yeah, so that's challenging and I think interesting, rewarding at the same time.
Yes, I've learned a lot, not having come from this industry, and now, one day I'll be able to share that with other people. I see a future helping, supporting other businesses get off the ground, because it's so challenging. There's no rule book out there, a real great program on how to start a food business and how to get started with food manufacturing on your own. Like it was just hours of research, just figuring out all of that to get started.
But I guess you are an instructor as well at a college, so I guess you get to share your learnings there.
Yes, at the college at George Brown. Yes, so that's right. So I've developed some food courses at George Brown, and I've had to step back just at this time, just focusing on growing Rawcology, but definitely plan on being back at George Brown to teaching some food courses in the future, as it's something I'm passionate about.
Awesome. And I also wanted to know, how are you incorporating, sustainability? Like Rawcology is intensely focused on sustainability. So how are you incorporating that at various stages of your supply chain, like starting
Mhm.
from sourcing, manufacturing, your packaging, your distribution?
Yeah, so number one, in terms of our ingredients and sustainability, so what's huge to us is all of our products are certified vegan.
Okay.
So and we promote the benefits of a plant-based diet. So we're always educating our audience on how to find joy in plant-based eating and the impact that going plant-based, even if it's having a meatless Monday, that can have a significant positive
Right.
impact on reducing, supporting, and reducing the effects of climate change by going plant-based. So we're huge believers at Rawcology in the power of plant-based to support our future generation.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the big one too is that all of our products are organic. So we're certified organic, and that whole process as well is much more sustainable for the environment, just not having pesticides or chemicals or genetically modified seeds to grow crops. So we're certified by EcoCert Canada, and we work closely with our suppliers as well, doing that due diligence. And then just sourcing and working with other companies that have great sustainable practices as well. So, for example, since coconut is one of the key ingredients in our products, we work with a small farm, a small family farm in Sri Lanka, and
Nice.
they just have wonderful, sustainable, biodiverse practices, and they're actually one of the oldest certified organic farms, coconut farms in Sri Lanka. So we take pride in working with other suppliers that also find that sustainability is at the core of their business, and that they're trying
Mm-hmm.
to make a positive difference in how they are growing their products and providing those ingredients to others.
Okay.
And then other ways, so manufacturing, just being cognizant, making sure that we don't have extra waste. So actually what was interesting too, with our coconut chips or chocolate coconut chips, that was actually one of our first products.
Okay.
And at the beginning, we had a lot of smaller pieces of the coconut chips left over, and no one wants to get like small crumbs in their bag, so we would filter
Yeah.
that out. And then I was overwhelmed by the amount of crumbs and didn't want to have that as waste. So first
Right.
actually created our chocolate granola product
Okay.
using the leftover bits of the chocolate coconut chips into
Oh,
that product. Yeah, so that was really
interesting.
interesting. But then the chocolate granola ended up becoming one of our best-selling products. We didn't
Yeah.
have enough crumbs, so we had to rethink and
Yeah.
we had to create a new recipe. But we
Okay.
found ways at our facility to filter out those crumbs that we're next using it in the next batch, so that we have
Uh-huh.
such little waste when
Right.
we're producing our products, and that's so key. And we're looking at other ways that we can use waste from other companies. So we had worked with the company Greenhouse Juice.
Okay.
So at one time, we're not currently doing it for them, but we had used their juice pulp. So we had repurposed their juice pulp in a flavor of coconut chips and then provided that to them. And then we're speaking to a salad company locally. Like, they have a lot of waste because in the salads, everything has to look so perfect, right?
Yeah.
So they have all this imperfect produce, and so we're
Mhm.
talking to them at ways, can we dehydrate those ingredients and repurpose them in another product for them? So those are some of the things
Okay.
that we're looking at getting into for the future. I think there's so many opportunities to repurpose ingredients in other products. So I find
Right.
that really fascinating and a lot of opportunity there.
For sure.
And and then just being mindful about our distribution in terms of how we're shipping products to consumers. We work with regional distributors, so it's not too far from our facility. So just being mindful in all of those practices.
Hmm. I think during these COVID times, you were doing some of the distribution yourself as well, right?
Yes, yes, definitely. As the founder, you have to wear all hats. So I, do a lot of deliveries myself. You make things happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. And if we speak again in next 6 to 8 months, what would be some things that you would like to discuss? Where would you want Rawcology to be in the next 6 to 8 months?
That's a really good question because this whole time period of uh, COVID has set us back, but it's also one of the silver
Hmm.
linings is that it's allowed us to
Right.
really focus on what's our bigger purpose and put more thought into planning for the future.
Hmm.
So some of the things that we came together as a group, our team, to really determine what our purpose is. So I had mentioned empowering people to live healthier and happier lives through healthy
Right.
eating. So we arrived at that. So we're revamping our website. So we're launching on Shopify just to
Nice.
be, yeah. So just to have a much more positive experience. More people are going digital. So we're excited to be launching that new platform shortly and just being this hub for content, providing resources on plant-based eating, nutrition, things like that. And we're also, so 6 to 8 months, we're focused on building our sales and distribution network. So that's a key part of it. So we want
Okay.
to grow in more stores coast to coast across Canada, but we
Hmm.
really need some sales support. So we're hiring a sales broker team that I'm excited to be bringing on. We're planning to align ourselves with the right distributors to allow for more national growth as well. And behind the scenes too, we are looking at product innovation. So I can't say too much about what the future, the new
For sure.
product is going to be, but
Mhm.
it's something very different. And in that time period, I expect, within around January 2021, looking at launching this new product and growing
Okay.
the Rawcology line, and
Hmm.
yeah, just being available in more homes across Canada, but also that we're making that people are seeing the value in Rawcology, getting so much more than just the products, but getting valuable information to live healthier and happier lives.
Hmm. Awesome. Awesome. That's great to know. It's like really exciting times coming ahead. Well, thanks a lot, Tara, for sharing all those insights, and those are exciting times which are coming ahead for Rawcology and for you. Keep doing the amazing work that you are, and all the best for your future.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate having the opportunity to chat with you. And thanks for your interest in Rawcology and your support of the brand. And looking forward to exciting times ahead.